What's up, guys? Today we're gonna talk about why you're not successful, all right? Why you're not successful, and how to use Newton's laws of motion to be successful. You feel me? All right. We're gonna talk about only one law of motion today, and then if this video is good enough, if you guys think that I should drop that video, let me know. So Newton's first law of motion says that an object in motion stays in motion, or an object in motion on a straight line will stay in motion unless acted upon by an external force. All right? So first things first, an object in motion. Brother, you're not in motion. All right? That's the first things first, is for all this to work out, an object has to be in motion. I remember when I was a kid, we were learning about this experiment, and you'd kick a ball towards somebody, and then that somebody would have to stop it. And you guys have watched YouTube videos trying to stop a ball that's going at different speeds, And the slow speed balls, you just stop it easily, a little tap, the ball stops in your foot. But 100 miles an hour, almost impossible to catch that ball, So that's the basic law of reality. You want to be successful, you have to be in motion. You can't be like, hey, I'm going to do something tomorrow. No, you have to set stuff in motion, all right? It's go, go, go. So what most people tend to do is, a lot of people get trapped in this cage of always trying to plan. You're always trying to plan something. You say, oh, well, I don't have such and such money, so I can start such and such business. Or I don't have ABC, so I can do ABC. And you're always like, hey, if I had ABC, I'd do ABC. But you fail to look around you and realize that, what do I have outside my space that's going to allow me to be in motion? That's thing number one, is you have to be in motion. However much little motion is possible, because if you are at rest, you'll always stay at rest. If you're trying to lose weight, there's tons of ways. My mom always said there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, There's tons of ways to lose weight, all right? You can do cardio, you can do intermittent fasting, dry fasting, you can do 1 meal a day kind of fasting, You can take away certain foods from your diet, you can walk. But all those, what I just mentioned, are plethora of motions. You feel me? So cardio, this, that, those are different kinds of motion. All right? But it's still motion. If you just sit down and you say, well, New Year's is about to get here, so how about I'll start it next year or next month or next week? That just goes to show that you're still at rest. So you're trying to grow your YouTube channel? My nigga, you've not posted shit. You've never posted nothing. How you expect to be in motion? Let's go to the second part of this. For people who are in motion already, all right? So you're in motion. You started walking. You started fasting. You started eating right. Nothing comes easy. Nothing is given to you. And if everything was given to us, then we'd not be proud earners of things that are given to us, We'd not take care of it with pride. And it would not build us to become the people we are. And so what happens is, when you go to the second part of Newton's first law of motion, it says, an object in motion stays in motion on a straight line unless acted upon by equal force. All right? I need you to pip game and lock in. And you think about that. You're in motion. It's good. But this is life. You're going to have external forces thrown at you to test your motion. All right. And now this is where by 99% of people give up. 99.99% of people give up is because they're in motion. There's an equal force, stops them, no longer in motion. You're making content. Somebody comes up to your comments, types up some bullshit, reduces your motion. You stop posting whatever you're posting, you know? Something happens. You're playing sports. You get an injury. You get defeated by this. And you allow this defeat to be your equal and opposite force. It stops your motion. You're singing. You go out to sing to a couple people. Nobody stands up to applaud for you. It breaks your spirit. Equal and opposite force. So what I'm trying to get at is there's different types of equal and opposite forces, just the same way there's different kinds of emotions. So it is you who gets to define what your equal and opposite force is. And if you do even have an equal and opposite force. You feel me? Yeah. And so if you're out there trying to run in the morning, all right? You're almost 300 pounds, 50% body fat, and there's people laughing at you on the side of the street. You get to decide if that's enough motion, if that's enough force to stop your motion, you know? You get to decide it, you know? And that's where 99.9% of people fail, is they come with a force, they get emotion, and they let the motion stop them. Think about this. If I'm kicking a ball at 30 miles an hour, you know? And there's like a 300-pound strong man at the end of the 30 miles an hour. He's going to be able to catch my ball probably, you know? Because he's much more bigger than my motion, and he's able to stop it with the external force, you know? But if I'm kicking a ball at 30 miles an hour and the object in front of me is like a paper, a toilet paper, or like a little tiny kid who can't handle that pressure, what's going to happen? My ball will still keep moving, because that, although there is a force, the force is tiny compared to my motion. So what I'm trying to say is we interpret what force is to us. You might have the smallest kind of motion. You might be trying to start a business, sell clothes, start an online course, you know? And your motion is little, right? But if you have a fortified mind and you think, well, you know, these forces that come to me, I'm not gonna give them my time and day, you will still keep moving and you will keep gaining speed, because the force is so little compared to your motion. All right? So if you think about that, the synopsis, what is the summary of all this? What I'm trying to tell you is, thing number one, you have to start moving. You have to start moving. Whatever it is, if you're trying to get up, start a business, make a call, talk to somebody, grind, research, that's motion. Thing number two, you define the force. Nobody else defines the force for you. You define the force and whether the force is enough to stop your motion. And always remember, your motion might be so little. But if you think that the force coming towards you is smaller compared to your motion and it's not going to stop you, you will keep gaining momentum. You will keep gaining the motion. So get out there, gain the motion, and define your forces. As for me, I don't have no forces. I take everything as a life, as a life example, as things that I'm trying to learn from life, you know? So when something comes my way, I take it, I add it to my badge of honor of what I learned, and it fortifies my motion. You know, if the forces come, remember, energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another. So that's energy. When that energy is coming to me, I switch it all the way around. I make it better, you know? And so don't let your forces define you. Don't let your forces break down your emotions. Have a lovely week. There we go.